If we want to be informed, responsible citizens, it's not enough to read the news. We need to be critical to make sure that what we read is accurate, transparent, and impartial. To do that, we must look beyond 24-hour TV news. But in an era when anyone can create a website, call it news, and print whatever they want, evaluating what is real and what is fake is essential. For our students to be active participants in the world, their understanding of the world and the actions they take should always be based on truth. How can we build these critical habits into learning experiences and classroom routines? Firstly, we can teach students the principles of journalistic integrity, accuracy, transparency, and impartiality. Help them identify questionable sources, which can be characterised by all caps, typos, lots of pop-up ads, and clickbait headlines. Scaffold this by providing a list of acceptable sources for research projects, or playing games that challenge students to spot the fake news source.
When it comes to news media and the students being good stewards of what they see, I try to teach them to look at more than one avenue or one source. You have to be able to trace it back somewhere and find where this comes from and not to believe everything that you see out there. Everything that you see is not always what it is. So I do try to get them to understand that they have to be those detectives and figure it out and find out what really is the real news.
Our main role as teachers is to help students build critical news literacy skills and habits. We don't always find news, sometimes it finds us. But with so many people getting news from social media, it's important to fact-check anything before sharing more widely with our networks. Encourage students to follow sources back to their origins, cross-reference what they see, read or hear with reputable news sources and research-quoted experts, surveys or studies to check the validity and authenticity of those cited. It's natural that we should gravitate towards the writers, broadcasters, news sources and platforms that most closely align with our own viewpoint. But by seeking out different perspectives on a single story, we expand our own filter bubble and ultimately build empathy and deepen understanding. Through projects and assessments, we can direct students toward contrasting platforms, explain their rationale and readership, and encourage students to compare how different news sources cover or don't cover the same story. We can help model this for our students by doing it ourselves. Of course, we have to bring everything back to academic learning. So let's not forget that news stories are complex texts that students can dissect and analyse in group discussions. To build and analyse literacy skills, we can even create a newsroom in our classroom so students can feel what it's like to cover stories, condense headlines, and vet sources. Through first-hand experience of news building, we encourage student agency and arm students with the critical habits necessary to tell fake news from actual news so that they can take these skills into the real world.